Do I even have to say anything? Look at this makeup. Like, are you actually kidding? This, I have no words. You guys, it's here. This is the video that we've all been anticipating, okay? At least I have, and I know every single time I posted an episode of my According to You series, there were several comments that was like, I can't wait to see a full face using all the top products. I can't wait to see it. Like, when are you gonna post this? You know, and so I'm so excited to finally be sitting down since we completed the entire series. We went from primers all the way to setting spray, and we have all of the top products that ranked #1 in each of those episodes. If you haven't seen each episode, I really highly recommend you watch it. But of course, you know, that's only if you want to see the top 10 because there are 10 products that were mentioned per category that everybody loves. But this is where we get to see the #1 products in action all together, and I'm so excited. The thing I really love about this, which I think you'll notice as I go along too, is how many drugstore products are in this routine, okay? I think it's so fun, and it really just shows that we're all very similar this way in the sense that, like, of course there's high-end products mixed in here as well, but makeup is makeup, and good makeup is good makeup no matter what the price point is, and I just think it's so cool that so many of the #1 products from this series are from the drugstore. It's just, I don't know, it's just so much more fun that way. So guys, let's just get right into it. I'm actually gonna start with complexion. I technically should start with the eyes first, which you'll see why in a second because the eyeshadow palette is a little bit, you know, glam, but we're gonna just start from primer to setting spray, you know? I just feel like it's only fair to do it that way since we spent the entire series going category by category. So let's hop in with the #1 primer, which was a drugstore primer. This is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. You guys had such good things to say about this, obviously, and this is something that I have loved too, but I'll be honest, it's been a long time since I have used it, so I'm so excited to use this. I will say though, I love this one more than the Tatcha one, which this is kind of like a dupe for the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer, but I love it more. I like to focus this through the T-zone and then just kind of use my fingertips to blend outwards. I don't put it all over my face, I just use it over pores basically, since it is a poreless putty primer. I am so excited about this, you guys. I'm so excited to see how all these look together because even though I own all these products and I've loved these products myself for a long time, I've never done a full face using them, obviously. I bet you this is gonna be the best makeup of my life. It better be. No, but I'm genuinely so excited. All right, for foundation, the #1 foundation is also a drugstore product. It's the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. I have mine in the shade 420, so I'm just gonna do 1.5 pumps of this. This is such a good foundation. I love that the foundation was from the drugstore that was #1 because it's so accessible, so affordable, and honestly, it is such a good one. This is one of the foundations that I feel like has worked for so many people. It's actually kind of wild because it's so easy to get, you know, really particular with a foundation, and everyone's just so different with their preferences and their skin type, the way that products wear on them and all that. So I think it's just so fun that the #1 foundation is drugstore, and I love how it works for so many people. So I'm just gonna take that and press it into the skin with my sponge. We are already looking really good, you guys. I don't even think I've done that combo before, like just that primer with this foundation. Well, maybe I have, I don't know. If I have, I don't remember, but it's looking really good already. For concealer, if you remember the concealer video, the #1 concealer was also from the drugstore, which is insane. So we've got like mostly drugstore products as our complexion favorites, which is so fun. Here's the concealer. It's the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. So not the original, but the hydrating one is the one that was in first place. So I'm gonna use the shade Fair Beige. I'm just gonna do a little dollop under my eyes like this. I feel like that foundation gives such good coverage that I don't really need too much extra, but I'm gonna try to look real cute today because we've all been anticipating this makeup look. So I'm hoping to make it a really pretty look using all these products. So I am gonna take a little down the center of the face as well. And then I'm just gonna blend that out directly into the skin using my sponge. It has been a hot minute since I've used this concealer as well because the NYX Serum Concealer has had me in a chokehold for a year. So I really haven't branched out or revisited other concealers since. It makes me a little sad that like the According to You series is over, but you know what? If we give it enough time in between, or maybe we can be creative about how to have that type of a video back on my channel again, because I feel like you guys really enjoyed it and I enjoyed filming them. But if enough time goes by to where, you know, new products launch, we can always redo the series in a couple of years, you know, and see if we all feel the same way about certain categories or if there's something that makes it to the top. I don't know. I think that'd be so interesting to see in a couple of years from now. Well, things are looking really good, you guys. All right, so for the powder, I'm gonna kind of have to cheat a little bit here because the #1 powder was actually the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. Now, this is more of a finishing powder. You could use it to set the whole face, but I don't use it that way. So I'm cheating a little bit because I'm gonna use this in the T-zone, but I still want to set my face. So I'm gonna use the second place powder, which is the Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Powder. So we're gonna start with the Laura Mercier one, and I'm just gonna use this on a brush to set the outsides of my face. I'm also gonna set like the chin area a bit. I'm leaving the under eyes bare because I do want to set the T-zone again with the Charlotte Tilbury one. But since it is a little bit tinted and brightening, I don't like to use that one on the sides of the face as much. All right, let's go into the Charlotte Tilbury powder. I have mine in the shade 1 Fair. I'm gonna make sure to pat away any concealer that settled in the fine lines, and I'm gonna then go in with the Charlotte Tilbury powder and really press this into the under eye area. Oh my. I will say, folks, my complexion is looking very flawless. Same thing over on this eye. I'm also gonna take that through the T-zone, so like the center of the brow, like this. And then you guys know I always like to press my powder into the skin with my sponge, just really gently, just for a more skin-like finish. Well, the complexion is looking quite flawless, you guys. What do you think so far? Okay, we're gonna move on to bronzer now. The #1 bronzer is a drugstore product as well, and that is this right here, the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I'm gonna use mine in the shade Bronzer. I always have to smell this when I use it. It just smells so good to me. Let's go ahead and warm up the complexion with this iconic bronzer. I'm gonna really stamp this into the hairline to warm things up. All right, after I've applied that, I'm just going back in with my powder brush, whatever's left, on the large powder brush anyway, and just going over everything to really, really blend that out. Okay, we are going to skip around just a little bit. I like to do my brows after bronzer, so we're gonna use the #1 brow pencil, which was the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. I have mine in the shade 3.5. I normally use the shade 4 or gray, but I don't have a replacement of that right now, so 3.5 is just gonna have to work. This is one of my all-time favorite brow pencils as well, you guys know. It's just perfect in every way. I love this brow pencil. Okay, now that we have brows on, we're gonna move into eyeshadow. And the eyeshadow palette that won first place is actually not available anymore, but I'm still going to use it because that's the point of this video. I'll be sure to also mention the #2 eyeshadow palette in case you're wanting to like recreate this look or do a full face with all the #1 products and you don't have this first palette. I'll have it linked down below in case. But the #1 eyeshadow palette was the Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals eyeshadow palette. What an incredible palette, honestly, especially for the glitters, you guys. I know anyone who tried this loves it, including myself, and I'm so bummed that you can't get it anymore, but it is what it is. So I am still gonna use it for this video because that's the point, right? To see all the #1 products at once. But the second place winner was the Natasha Denona Glam eyeshadow palette, which is this one. So if you're looking for another top eyeshadow palette that was chosen by you guys, this is it. I think it's so interesting to see like which categories you guys really enjoy splurging in and which ones you found incredible products at the drugstore. It's so cool to see like so many drugstore complexion products, but then maybe you invest in the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush powder and a Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette or whatever. It's just so cool to see. So we're gonna use the Tati Beauty palette, which I'm gonna be a little more gentle with my eyeshadow because I did do my face first, but I'm gonna dip into Aura and Soothe and mix these two on the back of my hand to create like a nice little light brown moment. And that's what I'm gonna use as my transition shade. So I'm gonna throw this in the crease, buffing it up and out. Goodness gracious, it's been a while since I've used this too. Oh, it blends so beautifully. Why? Why do the best things have to like go away, you know? I know there's a reason, but it doesn't make me less upset. This is such a pretty palette. Just kind of building that up in the crease. I'm gonna mix those same two colors, tap off the excess, and I'm gonna pinch the brush and go underneath the lower lash line. Next, I'm actually gonna take my brush and dip into the Metallic Soothe color and press that into the back of my hand a little bit as well. and then tap off the excess. And I want this to be my all over lid shade today. So I'm just dusting that all over the eyelid. This is such a pretty, just like warm gold color. It's so flattering. I'm taking that same color on a smaller brush, and I'm gonna go across the entire lower lash line with this as well. And then I wanna really deepen things up a little bit. So I'm gonna dip into Ritual, which is the matte dark brown, or Ritual Matte, I should say, based on how this palette is set up. And I'm just gonna bounce that and then start to buff it into the very outer edge of the top lid, just to create that bit of dimension in the crease and then right up against the lash line. I'm taking that same color right against the outer third of the lower lash line, just to mimic that same kind of depth on the lower lash line as well. I'm gonna take a smaller brush and we're gonna brighten up the inner corner using this shade right here, the Metallic Aura shade. I love this color so much. It's an absolutely beautiful inner corner highlight, which is exactly what we're gonna use it for. So I'm just adding that to the inner corner, kind of dragging it into the lower lash line and into that top lid as well. Before we add a glitter, because you know I have to wear the glitters, I'm gonna go into the eyeliner that was the #1 eyeliner, which is the NYX Epic Ink Liner. You guys know I'm not huge on eyeliner, especially liquid liners. I just feel like I'm not that good with them. But I'm just gonna create a nice little definition on the top lash line before going in with the glitter shade. I'm not gonna worry about doing a wing. I did get a little bit of eyeliner on the top of my eyelid, but maybe the glitter will cover it up. I want to use the Soothe shade of the glitter. It's just so pretty. This is best applied with your fingertips, so I'm just gonna take this on my finger and start to press that into the eye. Oh my gosh. It's so stunning. Oh, I miss this palette. I am getting some fallout. I knew that was inevitable, doing my makeup this way, but it's fine. The show must go on. Look at this. Oh, it's so beautiful. And I love that you don't even need a glitter glue for this. Like, you just literally press it on and it looks phenomenal. I'm gonna take my powder brush and just lightly sweep away the glitter. It actually sweeps away really nicely. If you kind of use like a flicking motion, it disappears, which is really great. I'm going back into the Soothe and Aura Matte shade and mixing the two and then just kind of buffing that color a little bit lower than where I originally had it. Let's apply mascara. Oh, that glitter, it's so good. My goodness. Okay, the mascara that was ranked #1 according to you guys is also from the drugstore, and I have to agree with this one. I love this one. It's the L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara. This is one of my go-tos and one of my favorites, especially for more glamorous looks like this. I just think that there's not a better mascara for when you need your lashes to be extra voluminous and extra defined. It's just so good. So I'm gonna apply this to the top and bottom lashes. Oh my gosh, you know what I remembered? You know how I was like just wondering how we could incorporate the According to You series in the future? Guys, we don't have to do makeup for a while. I remember somebody commented, or multiple people actually commented, wanting a skincare version of this series. Would you guys be down for that? Could you imagine like the top 10, oil cleansers or makeup removers? And then cleansers, the top 10 face masks, serums, lotions, things like that. You guys, wouldn't that be fun? Tell me in the comments if you would be into a skincare version of the According to You series. I would actually love that myself. It'd be so cool to see what you guys love. Goodness gracious, that eyeshadow. Ugh, I miss it. I'm just adding a little more bronzer. Now that I have the eyeshadow on, I want more. I usually do this later, but we're just going with the flow today. All right, we are going to jump into highlighter because I like to apply my highlight before blush. The #1 highlight is also from the drugstore, and that is the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. This is such a good one. It's one of the best because it just looks so natural on the skin no matter what. So I'm gonna go ahead, whoop, that was a lot. But I'm gonna go ahead and layer this on the high points of the face. The good news is it just like melts into your skin like butter. It's not glittery whatsoever. It looks great for every day, but also you can bump up the intensity for more of a glam look like today. Oh, so pretty. Guys, my makeup, it's looking really good. As expected, right? The #1 product in the world, right? We can say that, we can claim that. All right, for blush, this is also a drugstore product. The #1 blushes are the Milani Baked Blushes. Now I grabbed Luminoso and Dolce Pink. I feel like the top shade was Luminoso, or one of the most mentioned ones. So I'm gonna apply this one first on just the apples of my cheeks. Look how glowy. Guys, my makeup looks so good right now. Oh my word. I'm not gonna wanna wash this off. I'm telling you, I'm just not. So there's Luminoso, iconic, love this one. I also love Dolce Pink, so I'm gonna add a little dabble do of Dolce Pink to like the high points of the face right here. All right, now onto lips. I'm so excited for this combo. I'm gonna wipe off any foundation that got on the lips first. And we're gonna go into the #1 lip liner, which was Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. This is the lip cheat. Specifically, the shade Pillow Talk was the most mentioned, but the lip cheat formula is what won first place. So I'm gonna line and fill in the lips with this. You can see how much I love this lip liner. It's like almost gone. The lipstick that was #1. This is actually so fun that the lip liner and the lipstick were both #1, but Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk lipstick was #1. Well, I should say the formula was #1, but Pillow Talk was mentioned by far the most. So that's what I'm using today. I'm just gonna layer that right on top. Oh, it's such a pretty color. And then the #1 lip gloss was the Fenty Beauty, what's this called? Gloss Bomb, that's right. And the #1 shade mentioned was Fussy. So that's what I'm gonna layer on top of Pillow Talk, which I bet you is gonna be a gorgeous combo. I mean, come on. That is so pretty. Oh, wow. Oh, I love that. Guys, I feel so pretty in my makeup already. Okay, we're gonna assess the situation. I already added bronzer, so I don't feel like I need much more. Do you see how flawless yet luminous my skin looks? And my eyes and my lips? Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, we're gonna lock it in place with the #1 setting spray, which is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. So let's give this a good spritz, because I don't want this to budge. I'm feeling too pretty in this makeup. Once that's halfway dry, I always like to take my sponge and just press that down into the skin. And my little airbrush trick is to take my powder, which in this case is gonna be the Charlotte Tilbury powder and the airbrush one. And I'm just gonna take a bit of that and go over the T-zone one last time. Since we did use quite a few luminous products on the cheeks, like the blush, I like to just smooth things over one last time with a bit of powder. Oh my goodness. And then this is also kind of cheating, kind of not. I actually picked up a brow gel, the e.l.f. Wow Brow Tinted Gel. This was the #1 brow gel that ranked. So with the brow product video, I just had you guys submit your favorite brow products, and so there was pencils and pomades and setting gels and things like that. So this was technically a 3rd place winner, but it was the top brow gel, if that makes sense. It's the tinted one, and I've never tried it. So I bought it to try for this video. This is in the shade Neutral Brown. Let's give this a go. I'm usually a clear brow gel type of a girl, but you know, I also trust you guys very much. And I mean, look at my makeup. I trust you, okay? Okay, this is actually really pretty. It has like little fibers in it, but it's not chunky fibers, which I really like. Ooh, it slightly filled in my brows a little bit more. Cute, okay. I like that. You guys, do I even have to say anything? Look at this makeup, okay? Are you actually kidding? Like, are you actually kidding? Like, I was kind of messing around when I was like, this better be the best makeup I've ever put on my face, but like, it low-key is the best makeup look ever. It looks so beautiful, not just on camera, but in person too. I am not gonna wanna wash this off. I think that that was well worth the wait. Personally, to see how all these look together. You guys, if you own these products, try this full face out for yourself, okay? Because this is truly one of the best makeup looks I've ever created. These products layered on top of each other. I have no words. I'm so excited about this. This lived up to my expectations. I had high hopes for this video, and I definitely feel like this exceeded my expectations actually with how the end results were. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you loved it as much as I did. Be sure to let me know in the comments down below if you guys have tried these products together, especially like the drugstore complexion products. If you have these, layer them together. And if you don't have them, since so many of them are drugstore, I feel like it'd be so easy to, you know, slowly collect these products and literally have the best full face of makeup in the world. That's what this is. It has to be. There's no way around it. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this last episode of the According to You series. Let me know in the comments if you would be into a skincare version of this series, or if there's other types of videos that you would like to see me create from this series. I would love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. I literally will not be washing my face tonight. Guys, am I crazy? Tell me. Tell me that this doesn't look phenomenal. The eyeshadow makes me a little bit sad though. It's just so pretty. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you again to everybody who participated in every episode, or any episode for that matter. This series was so fun because of you guys. And again, if you want to catch up on all the top 10 products per category, the playlist will be in the description box down below. If you haven't already, please join the family by hitting the subscribe button. And after you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video from me. Guys, I'm not washing my face. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be wearing this makeup for the rest of my life, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.